my name's Sarah Sculley and I'm a street artist and graphic designer based on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland. If I had to describe my work in 3 words, I would say it's energetic and it's emotive and colourful, definitely colourful. So I thought I'd give you a quick tour of my studio, which is actually a 40-foot shipping container that's been converted into a studio. I purchased this 40-foot shipping container and this 20-foot, which I use for storage, about a year ago, and since then I've been grinding metal and welding metal and fixing in doors and gyprocking, and it will be an ongoing project forever, I think. So down this end of the shipping container I do a lot of painting, as you can see from the floor, all the painting. And these are the fluoro works, new pieces for a show in Brisbane next month. A collaborative work with Lara First, who took that photo there, and I will be painting over. This is an artwork that I'm working on around postpartum depression. And then paints, just a few paints. I generally get the leftovers from mural work, so that's building up a bit. And of course more paints and more canvas. Another finished work for the show next month. I'm running out of storage areas, and this is where I do a lot of my graphic design and admin work, finances, invoices, contracts. On my breakfast bowl, and the breakfast has been eaten. I could give the answer that all creatives give and say I've always been creative, but my mum made my brother and I, when we were younger, go to the relaxation centre in Brisbane, and we did a drawing on the right side of the brain, and I feel like that formed the foundation of the creative who I am today. And as much as I hated it at the time, and I think I was a teenager, because I remember being really pissed off about it, it really was great in setting a foundation for my creative practice. At the bottom of a coffee cup. No. At the moment I'm finding music is really inspiring. I have a lot of trouble expressing how I feel all of the time, but I feel like music can express that for me. So I do use a lot of lyrics in my artworks. And I also feel like I'm really fortunate and really privileged to be able to show my artworks, and it allows me to have a voice and to visually talk to people. So much like the postpartum artwork I'm working on at the moment, I've got a lot of friends who have young babies and who are having a bit of a tough time at the moment. Some of them have postpartum depression, some don't, but it's hard. So I wanted to paint that for them. I think having an understanding of composition, and I've been in the creative industries for almost 20 years, and when you're looking at good design and sometimes bad design every single day, it just becomes a habit. So I also think it's helped a lot in commissions and mural work, in taking a brief and then interpreting that brief and presenting concepts. Also in critiquing my own work and being able to take a critique from a client. I think I've got pretty thick skin when it comes to that, and that's because of graphic design. This is probably my favourite mural project to date. I was really fortunate to work with Kate Owen, who is an amazing abstract artist, and we collaborated on a large wall in Gundawindi for their Landscape Festival. it was fantastic. Kate works with amazing colours that everyone loves, and then I came in and put some giant stencils over the top. Poor Kate got sucked into a whole day of cutting stencils with me, and then hearing me swear a lot when we had to put them up on the wall, but it turned out really well. And the reason why I love this project so much is not only did I get to work on it with a friend, but the community was so lovely. Like, everyone in Gundawindi is so lovely and accepting and encouraging, and if you get the opportunity, if you paint murals, to apply for the Landscape Festival, do it. It was awesome. I don't really have a favourite tool. A lot of the brushes that I use are pretty gross, dodgy brushes because I treat them pretty badly. So my favourite tool to use would have to be my hands. I tend to, if I have a pretty erratic emotion I need to get out, then I'll put the paint on my hands and use that instead. And I actually have one from the other day. Oh, beautiful, that I started. So I'll finish that at some point. Hopefully when I'm a bit more emotionally stable. I enjoy working mid-morning because the sun's warmed up the shipping container because it's freezing in the mornings. Or I like to work really late at night when I know I won't get any emails, I won't get any phone calls, I can have a glass of wine and I can just 100% focus on the artwork. Art gives me freedom. It lets me say what I need to say visually, and no one can say that that's wrong because it's my opinion and my expression. And I really like that I'm putting a little part of me out into the world, and if you don't like it, you don't like it, I don't really care. And if you do like it, then great. But it gives me freedom and freedom of speech visually. The reason why I'm an artist, and I'm really fortunate to be able to do this as a full-time career, I enjoy art like most creatives that like painting. It's really cathartic for me. But the reason why I'm doing this full-time is not to sell a lot of artworks. It's not to become famous. It's none of that. It's the change that I see in people when they create art. And to be able to run workshops in schools and to run workshops for the public and to do community murals, the difference that I see that it makes in people around me is why I do art. It's honestly good for the soul. And if I can share that with as many people as possible, then I think that's a good reason.